So here we are above my house again. So okay, let me sit down over here so I know exactly how much this has moved. All right, so about what, 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
That was okay. This line right here, when I was sitting in this chair looking up in the same spot, this line right here of clouds was all up over about right here, and that stuff was just starting to be pushed. And that line that goes across that upwards way, that wasn't there at all. I don't even know where that came from. These two little puffs of smoke or whatever the hell those are or whatever that is, we don't know about that. All these clouds right here were like right here. They were right along here in that huge V pattern, and they were just getting like denser and denser, right? Like they started out like just barely being a mist like this almost, but just kind of like drifting like normally. And then it just kind of started spreading out wide and got wider, wider, wider. And then it got really, 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 really thick. And now basically, I can't really show you, but it was basically like that. See how that's all in a big strip? Now I'll show you up above our heads here. Now, so now they're pushing it this way from left to right. But now, whoa, shit, look at this. That wasn't like that 2 minutes ago. Bro, just the last time I was at the top of this ladder, like when I just got down and came back up and turned the camera on, the sky just changed. I'm dead serious. I don't know how else to explain it, but it literally did. It was like a thin mist. Now it's like really, I'm either that or I'm just losing my head. I don't know. Anyway, so you're looking at what I'm looking at, so don't listen to what I have to say. Let's just see what we have to see. It'll either, oh look, see the grooves that are forming up there? Those weren't there. Yeah, now they're pushing it out. Yeah, see, look, it's literally done just exactly what I said it was gonna do though, bro. Look, they pushed it all the way from see that line right there? See that weird fucking line that's going this way? That line literally just started pushing those clouds over that way, just like literally 2 minutes ago. We were sitting here talking about it, and I said, watch, it's gonna push it that way, and sure enough, it just did. And now, look, and here come the birds. They're running from the wind, look. They start acting all crazy. Watch them, they're gonna start doing circles around above our heads, watch. Here we go. Here's where all the birds start getting circles. Remember the ones that do right over there above those neighbor's house?
Yeah.
Remember how they do that almost every other day?
Yeah.
You just watch here. I mean, you know, you can believe what you want, but we'll just sit here and watch it. You can just sit here and witness it right here with me. We'll just be witness to what happens. And I'm telling you, whether you see, you don't need to see any you don't need to see any chemtrails, because the chemtrails were here. They came earlier and you missed them. But they weren't very thick or heavy. They looked kind of like just normal planes. And then all of a sudden, this stuff just started forming. And I'm telling you, I don't know about you, but yeah, I know it's starting to form into these little weird looking little puffs of weird shit, like almost like as if they were pushing on it and now it stopped, and now it's all just kind of like going back to normal. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to return back to normal like the way it was before they were pushing.
Yeah.
Because watch, it'll start to drift. Now watch, this stuff right here is going to start to drift back to the left. Watch. It does it every night. Watch. I'm calling it. I don't know how much recording. I think I only have like 30 minutes of recording time on my phone. We'll sit here. I'll sit down here. And we'll just record it. I'll try to keep the fucker steady so that you can see. But now the wind right now, as you can see from the tree, is, if you look across the street over there, you can see that tree, the wind is blowing from behind us on the right, and it's blowing, it seems to be blowing almost directly, like, I don't know, northeast, almost directly northeast or northeast. Because north is almost directly in front of my house. I think it's just left of, you know, directly even with my house. So probably that line in the sky is probably pointing to the north, almost exactly. And then, yeah, maybe not. Yeah, maybe, yeah, it's probably about right, yeah. Like that, whatever that line is in the sky, that's about pointing from north to south. East to west is literally like, oh, well, not quite at that angle. Not at this angle, but it's more like east to west is more like that way. So it's really strange for it to be pushing. But if I'm right, if we sit here for a little bit, and that cloud is gonna push this stuff all together. This stuff's gonna get pinched all together, and then it's gonna get pushed out here. And sometimes it'll either drop back around this way and swirl back up over our heads again around this way, and then do the same thing again, or it'll kind of drop down, and another group of clouds will come and blow up over the top of it, and then it'll get sucked back up underneath, and they'll just kind of swirl them together. Next thing you know, you have this big, huge fucking funnel, like big, huge cylinder of like rolled up clouds of this, whatever the hell this stuff is. As you can see, you're watching it appear the way it is. I mean, it starts out as little wisps, and if you see, let's see, look over there where that line was. You see how it's changing into something over there? And see how that it's distinct, like it's staying in the same spot in the sky, but all this other stuff's blowing across it. Now, how do you explain that? How do you explain that? I mean, I know there's different levels in the damn atmosphere. I'm not a fucking idiot, okay? But you're gonna have to explain to me how a three-dimensional tube of fucking, like, whatever you want to call that, not tube, but I don't know if you call it a pyroclastic or whatever, what do you call that? Is that a pyroclastic type thing or what? It could be some kind of pyroclastic up at an angle, but it looks, you know, I understand that I'm probably seeing it at the wrong angle, and I'm, you know, because it's at a distance, and because it's, you know, if we were right under it, it would probably look different. I understand all that. But how is it like distinctly like growing, but it's really like staying the same? And I'm telling you, it's a three-dimensional object because I'm looking at it with my own eyes, and I can tell you it looks like a perfect like tube of something up in the sky, like a line that's not moving at all. It's like it's staying still, but all these other clouds are just drifting in front of it. Explain that to me. Is it's almost like you're, you know, you're flying a kite, but you know the kite stays in the same spot in the sky once you get it, you know, provided the wind doesn't change, right? That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay, so when your kite's in the sky, the kite may drift back and forth left or right a little bit, but your kite doesn't go anywhere. The clouds go all around and around it, but your kite isn't going anywhere because it's one or the other. Either the Earth's turning and the sky's not moving, or the other way around, but it can't be both. You know what I'm saying?
You should look at.
Huh. Oh, thank you. Now see this three-dimensional item that I'm talking about? We're just going to keep staring at it. Now I understand. Now see, this is already, now see where I'm sitting. I haven't moved again. As you can see, this is where I was at. I'm still sitting in the same chair. And then of course the guests come. Now this is the same thing that happens every night before dark. Is all the stuff that they for the day that they've sprayed up into the air and it's drifting around or however they've been doing it, and it just gets pushed around. But still, again, explain to me why this channel isn't moving, or is it? It seems to be changing slightly. So don't get me wrong. I know it's changing because it looks like actually like a jet or something flew through there and caused that disturbance. Yeah, look at the wind so strong the bird can't even fight it. That's funny. The bird's like, ugh. Now you know why that bird went by so fast, because it was probably catching a draft that day on the cloud. Now see, here we go. Now see, all these things have now see, we were right here. That stuff was over here, remember? It was over here when we started. There was 2 dots over here, remember? Now it's way the fuck over here. Now see, those 2 dots have turned into something. Now you're gonna have to explain to me how that makes sense to you. Like 2 dots just form in the sky, like just, like I don't know where they came from. We weren't looking at it, but I mean, maybe they did come from somewhere, or they just formed on their own, but it's just so weird. And this little piece right here is still changing into something. And look, now we got a new piece over here. See how this stuff is, and see, look at the stuff that's up beyond it. You can see it's going this way. See, so there's like a wave going right in through here. That's just even weirder, and it's happening right in front of you. Now, I'm not doing anything to my camera, and I'm not changing anything. So if that's what you're thinking, or if you think that it's because of my, you know, my camera's stability control, I really am trying to hold steady. I know I'm jerking around slightly.
We got trails going through trails.
Oh yeah, I know. You got trails that are going through, but see this three-dimensional object, now it's starting to drift down, see? It's drifted down a little, I'll give you that. Okay, it's starting to drift down a little, but you notice it's not going to the right. It's just going away from us, like straight to the north. You see what I'm saying? And it's maybe slightly moved to the right, but mostly it's just going straight north. But all the wind is going, you can see, sheer. It's literally sheer. It's literally like gusting straight through here and pushing all this shit out that direction. But do you notice that this stuff that I told you about, see how it's still just stuck there? See how that? All that wind's pushing it, but you notice that it's just pushing it into one little condensed spot there. It's squishing it into a little tube. See what I'm saying? See how the tube that was over there, that tube's a separate line. Remember I showed you the separation in between it? Now we got another channel right here that's being pushed. This is what happens. They spray the shit over there, they drift it over here, they absorb moisture. I'm assuming that's what they do. They spray shit across wherever the current, you know, the air, the jet stream, or whatever you want to call that is. They drift it across, they spray it this way, that way, whatever. It drifts across, And as it does, you know, because it's particulates, it picks up moisture. Then they hit it with the radio waves, and because it's particulate in the center of that moisture is now a piece of metal, and it's pushable and heatable, they can heat it up, make it rise, or, you know, just like a hot piece of aluminum foil is going to raise up. Or if you put a piece of aluminum foil on top of a Van de Graaff generator, what happens? It goes flying off. Why? Because that same fucking thing, that's what's causing that. Tell me that's not electromagnetic fields and air mixed together. It's electric. It's absolutely fucking electric. And it's a big fucking, it's like a big stage show. You sit here and watch it, you can watch it turn into fucking weather. You see these two dots that I'm talking about? Here's your two dots again. They started way over here. Remember when I first started the video, if you remember, they were right up here over my, I think they were in this area somewhere right here. I think they were right here. Now they're way down here, but look, those two dots are still distinctly in the same spot, aren't they? Now explain to me how those two dots are still like, you know what I mean? Come on. Does that make any sense to you? All that moisture blew that way, but now there's still this weird, like, anomalous little point of something there. It's just too fucking strange. What are all these little wisps? Why do they point off in that perfect direction? And why is it always, now look, squishing in? See what I'm saying? It's making a cloud. It's literally bringing it together, smushing it down, bringing it together, smushing it down, bringing it together. Yeah, I know. That's what I've just been saying. This is where they've been spraying off the coast, and they've been dragging it across here all day, absorbing all the moisture off of our ground. That's what I mean. I told you, it's all fucking, it's a big fucking, it's like a big fucking, it's like Hollywood right above your head. You can watch it. It does this all day long. I've sat out here for hours, dude, and just sit here and just blow me away. I've sat out here and cried about it. Go like, what the fuck is going on over here? Like, look, here's another anomalous. Here comes another little anomalous spot. See how it's not moving? And now look at these clouds are starting to move back over to the left. Look, this whole fucking group of clouds right here. Look, I haven't moved my camera. Okay, see these clouds up here that were just being pushed that way? Now look, they're starting to go back the other way. Why? Because now they're not pushing it anymore. See how this little center of thing is starting to turn back to normal and go back that way? They've stopped pushing it. See what I'm saying? If that was actually a normal two winds colliding, it would cause a different effect. It wouldn't cause these little straights. It would actually just whip together and it would billow up into this huge storm, like a normal cloud set would. But instead, this isn't a normal storm. This is being created. Of course, naturally, that's normally how it kind of like whips together, is it kind of like gets compressed. Yeah, it's the atmosphere. The winds blow together. It causes these pressure zones, and those pressure zones cause moisture to turn into clouds, and then it blows across there, and it hits another kind of screwed up area where it's all different, you know, different kind of pressure, and that pressure causes it to let go all the water, and it just drops out of the sky as rain. It's fucking really easy to understand. It's not like fucking, it's not like high tech. See, look, still, that dot is still just sitting there, not moving. There's another dot, there's the other dot. See how they just, it's almost like they've got these little triangulations where they've got these pinpoints where they're pointing at. And like shit's right in front of our face. It's being done right in front of, right under, well, under our noses, more like right over our heads. Explain to me why there's fucking 3 dots that seem to be connected there. Like, you see that, right? It might just be my fucking, you know, imagination, but I see a fucking triangle form, and I see a little tiny square forming right in the middle of it. That's kind of interesting. Wait a minute, I'm gonna zoom in on that. I haven't been zooming at all yet, but I'm gonna zoom. That's fucking weird. Look at that forming. Look at that triangle, bro. That is creepy. I'm gonna zoom back out because you can't really see the whole triangle. That is creepy. See it? See that little spot right there? You see how it's like turning into like this little opening? And do you see how there's like a perfect triangle? It looks almost like there's a perfect triangle of points. Like there's a ship up there and it's being like, well, I'm not saying it is because I think that's ridiculous, but it almost does look like a fucking triangular ship that's being cloaked, and the clouds are just fucking drifting across the bottom of it. And that's why it's causing that you to see the shape of it, because the clouds are actually hitting it and they're actually being drug around the bottom of it in 3 dimensions. Do you understand what I'm saying? But of course, I don't believe that because I think that's preposterous. But I could be wrong. But what do I see when I look up there? I see a bunch of electromagnetic fields, and when I see that triangle right there, I see a Tesla coil. That's exactly what I see. And in my mind, I think that anomaly right there in the middle and those dots, I think those are magnetic fields, and I think there's something up in the sky that you can't see that's causing that energy to come up or down or however the hell they do it. And I think that's what's pushing all this, and I think that's what's making these. Literally, a minute ago when I was on the ladder, you saw there was just a very narrow, thin piece of cloud, and now it's spread all the way out now. Now I'm gonna get back up on the ladder so you can see what I'm talking about. Now see, look. See, remember? On the horizon was that one chemtrail, remember? Remember when we were up here earlier? Now see, it's come towards us and to the right. And notice that all of a sudden it's turning into all these little strips. It's like that one little chemtrail became all these little strips, and it's like spreading out long ways, and then it's absorbing moisture, and then it's getting pushed across this way. And here's the next group of clouds that are going to get pushed across. Here come the winds. Just like I said, here comes your wind. And this is what they do all day long. See this little funnel? They funnel in this fucking energies to come this way and that way, see? So they come in here, they come in there. See how it's spinning around? You see all these little tornado fucking effect? It's all fucking magnetic fields. Think about it, guys. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go and I want you to look up Van de Graaff generator. Okay? I want you to find the most interesting, I want you to find the most shocking and interesting videos about Van de Graaff generator experiments that you can find. And I want you to watch each one of those videos. I want you to watch about 2 or 3 hours of different videos from all different people. And then I want you to come back and watch my video again. And watch this stuff that I'm showing you in the sky and the way it looks and the way it's moving around. And then I want you to think about that Van de Graaff generator and how the fields that you can be generating, how you can literally charge your body up and you can knock things over while you're sitting in a chair as long as you're not grounding to the ground. You can build up millions of volts and you can literally use ionic waves of energy come out of your body and knock things over in your house based on static electricity. And then I want you to come back and I want you to watch this video, and then I want you to think about what I'm saying, and then I want you to think about it for a long time, and then I want you to tell yourself that there's no such thing as fucking chemtrails and fucking weather manipulation. Okay? And if you can still do that and honestly tell yourself that, then you know what, power to you. Enjoy your life. You know what, all I can say is, I don't want to be rude or nothing, but as far as I'm concerned, you're just a sheep. Because you have no sense in your head to think about what you're seeing. And if you just do a little bit of research on weather, do a little bit more research on airplanes and all kinds of things and flares and rockets and things like that, you're going to learn the same thing I did, really slowly. Education or not, you're going to realize they've been controlling the weather for years. I don't know how far it goes. I don't know whether they can control tornadoes or any of that. I have no idea. I don't know how it works exactly. All I know is that what I do know fits together in a perfect comparison. You can buy this service. You can literally go back east and you can buy it, and you can literally pay someone to make it rain. Wherever you live, all you got to do is have the money. Trust me, if I had money, I'd prove it to you. But if this doesn't convince you people, I don't know what else could. I mean, here we are right here, the Bay Area, California. You know, this is where a lot of people live. You're telling me that all the people in the Bay Area that live here are looking up every day and watching this shit happen over their heads from day to day to day, and they don't fucking notice none of it. None of them do. I got a few friends and that's about it. Everybody else is completely ignoring it. They completely think I'm completely stupid. There's your triangle, it's still there. Yeah, I'm just mumbling and babbling on, but there's your triangle still sitting there. It's still got that same weird little shape right in the same spot, as if it's like some kind of fucking exit portal through a fucking exhaust air or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I gotta admit, you know, I've seen some stupid, crazy videos on YouTube, but now after watching the sky for a few months, I started to see some weird shit and wonder if maybe some of that shit might have some sense to it. You see this, how this works, right? This is what they do all day long. They do it all day long, and then they smash it into a cloud, and they smash it in, they keep smashing it together. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but you know what? What do you believe? Go look up the evidence. Oh, look, there's the moon. Is that the moon? No way. No, that couldn't be the moon, could it? Is that the moon? No, that couldn't be the moon. The moon's bigger than that, isn't it? That's weird. Oh, maybe it's the moon. That would be a trip. Hope this is coming out on the video. That's crazy, dude. If that's not the moon, I've never seen a more perfect half circle in the sky in my life before. I think it is the moon. That's creepy weird. Because the sun is actually up and to the right, so wouldn't the fucking shadow on the fucking moon, if the moon was being lit by the sun, would not... No, that's just gotta be a cloud or something. If it's a cloud though, it sure is weird looking. It's a little strange to me. Don't look like a cloud like it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a sundog or something. Doesn't seem to be moving yet. I don't know what it is. Oh, I see it's focusing. Let go of that. Can't see now. Oh shit, are we gonna see some cool shit right here? Oh no. Yeah, we are. I think we're about to see something cool. We're about to see this fucking tube cross. Yep, we're about to see it. It's gonna be like all up in the sun, but hopefully I'll get some really good shots of the sun being more in the morning. Oh, there's already, wow, look dude, hey, Randy, I've already got 2 lens flares in my camera. How's that possible? Is that because it's hitting the cloud and then causing another one? It's gotta be that. I don't know. You'll have to explain that one to me. I don't know how you can get 2 points of light, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's such thing as double lens flares. Yeah, I guess there is, because I'm seeing it right here. Oh wait. Oh, might be seeing something here, boys. Yeah, I think we are. We're seeing something. Oh, look, it turns pink when you look straight at it. And when you bring it around it, it does. It like doubles and it gives you this. It almost looks like there's a bunch of different suns there. It's really strange. Whoa, wait a minute. That has to be a lens. You know why I say that? Why is it when I zoom in and out, that thing seems to stay where it's at, and I'm zooming in and out? Oh, that's strange. That's fucking strange. Have you ever zoomed in on a fucking lens flare before, guys? I don't think that's possible, is it? Is it possible to zoom in on a lens flare? Can you zoom in on a lens flare? Randy, look up on your phone and see if. Oh, that's right. You lost it. You goofus. How do you do that? How do you manage it? All right. Anyway, so here we go. So we're still looking. See, now it's all blowing that direction. See how it's all changed direction. See, now instead of blowing that way, now it's blowing that way. See how it changed direction now, and it's pushing it all that direction. See, it's all like it's like a big fucking sink. It's like a big fucking toilet. That's what it is, the big toilet. They bring it in over this way, they swing it around over the top of your heads, and they suck up moisture, and then they push it all fucking to the right, and then they push it all straight down the same channel, right down the middle. It's almost like there's a big gap between the mountains or something that they push it right down to. See it, how it stopped bleeding through? See how they're not pushing it that way anymore? See how it's not being pushed? See, I'm not lying to you. That's exactly what's happening. And here comes this next section that's been, see, that chemtrail cloud. See that strip of chemtrail that, you know, seems like, you know, you'd think it'd be gone by now, but no, it's not. See how it seems to be just now generating itself? See how it seems to be staying in the same spot, but it's just kind of like spreading out and turning into a big stretch of clouds. Because it's literally taking those chemicals and those aerosols that were in that small channel and then flattening them out and then pushing them over the top of my house and absorbing all the moisture out of the neighborhoods. Or whatever the fuck it does, and turns into clouds, and then when it gets over there, we push it that way and it turns into a storm. That's what I think it is. And the reason why I say that is because when you look at this shit, when you look at the sun through those clouds and you see those little rainbows on the edges, let me tell you a secret, people. Rainbows don't exist unless the sun's behind you. Okay? There is a fucking law of nature. Okay? You know what natural law is? Natural law says, like, rainbows don't form in front of you. They form from behind you. Or they form, yeah, the sun comes from behind you and it has to hit something at an angle in order to make a rainbow. So how the fuck do you get a rainbow? How do you get a fucking lens flare that doubles and turns into 2? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, but you see how the sun looks all weird through the clouds? Why does it look weird through the clouds? That's not even a cloud. There's nothing really in there. But see, now it's coming. They're starting. What the hell? Oh, it's gonna get windy now. It's gonna start blowing. All the stuff's gonna get blown back over this. Yep, here it goes. See it? See how it's starting to move to the left? Here it goes, Randy. It's gonna start pushing again. It's gonna go back over to the left side. Of course, when you're sitting over here, like I said, they're gonna start pushing to the right again. Now, see, they've got this big, another strip here. So now we've got this big strip here that kind of seems like, you know, it just seems like it's stretched out, and it just kind of got turned into a cloud, didn't it? Just kind of, sort of. See what I'm saying? Now it's gonna blow this little section over here back across, and it's gonna keep this section separate. You watch. So it's gonna happen unless I'm gonna run out of fucking time. It says that I can record a total of 39 minutes. When I started, I'm at 24:43. So I'm gonna quickly run out of video time. But I think you're starting to get the idea, people, right? And you see how it's starting to like get pushed again? See how it's starting to turn into these long strips again? and then you'll feel the wind. It'll come again. Watch, another little generator, but it'll separate off. Watch. This little section right here is going to stay right there for a second, and it's going to blow all this stuff across here, and then it's going to push it back that way. And after it pushes it back that direction, then this section will get dragged across here and spread out and get thick, and then it'll get pushed back that way. And at some point, I'm guessing that if you were to look out there on the coast, or you were to look down there away from the coast, right, dead, just head due east, you'd probably see a big old fucking blast, a tunnel of fucking storm clouds starting to form way down there across. As it hits all that static electricity across the fucking desert, it'll pick up all the storm material, all the positive ions it needs to raise it all the way up into the atmosphere properly, and then turn into big nasty storm clouds. That's my philosophy, and I'm sticking to it. So anyway, sorry about 25 minutes long, but you know what, people? If you don't take a look above your heads and watch what the fuck's going on, and you don't think about what you're seeing, and do some research. Like I said, I did research. I did research on fucking cloud seeding and all that shit, and it's fucking real. It's not a joke. It's not fucking a kid, you know. I'm not teasing. This is serious. Dead serious. They can see clouds, and they do it all the time. They use wind. They use all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, if I saw a rainbow in the cloud up there right now, I would think that's a normal rainbow, right? But when you look at the cloud and you see rainbows in it, you see rainbows in your lens flares, that tells you there's something not right. I'm not saying it's something really strange. You gotta admit it's weird. Okay? You just gotta admit it. And then when you zoom in on a lens flare and it stays in the same place, I don't know if that's fucking really possible. I've never seen that before. I've never been able to zoom in on the lens flare. Oh wait, no. Can I zoom in? Yeah, I'm zooming in on the lens flare. How's that possible? You zoom in on a lens flare on your camera, people. Anybody zoom in on a lens flare? Hey, look, it's an orb. Look, it's an orb. I bet somebody's been using that to fucking trick people out there. Look, it's an orb. It's a spaceship. Oh. No, it's not. It's a fucking lens flare. But how do you zoom in on a lens flare? Digitally, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's digital, right? Anyway, I'm gonna turn this off because, you know, I'm still not fascinated anymore. I've been watching this happen all my life. There it goes. Here it goes. It's all getting blown. See? And that piece is kind of staying there. See what I'm saying? See? All right. Well, I'm gonna turn it off anyway. I'm gonna run out of fucking memory. We're at 27:25 and we only got 39, so we gotta get stopped.